What's up, guys? Hope you're all having an amazing day. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I want to talk about my just ended exhibition. And I've been wanting to do this video for a while, but I kept pushing it back. And I think today is the right time to talk about it and just to share some information about it. What I learned through doing all of these exhibitions and shows, and what I've been working on and what I'm working on next. So I'll take you back a little bit to a gallery here in Columbus, Sharon Weiss Gallery, that represents me, that shows my work. Sharon gave me the opportunity to start showing my work there when I was mostly doing pencil drawings back then. I wasn't really showing my photography. I wasn't even really calling myself a photographer. And so in 2018, when I kind of lost the skill to draw, it felt like I just lost it. It's weird, and I have still been fighting and battling. I've come at peace with it that I'm someone that go through some changes of creating, and I have come to accept that and not just like beat myself about it. So when I felt like I lost the skill to draw, I had around that time I picked the pen I picked the camera app and doing photography, and then I was introduced to film. I've talked about this before in previous videos, but I was introduced to film and I fell in love with film, and so I kind of stopped doing drawings and focused on photography. And to date, photography is my main creative outlet. So Sharon gave me the opportunity to show my work. I started showing my photography there as well. Fast forward, after showing my pencil drawings there and selling a few pieces, we talked about me having a solo show. So all this time, I've been in group shows. I've been a featured artist at the gallery, but I had never had any solo show. So for my solo show, this is back in 2020 that we talked about, and within those times, things were going on in my life that just kind of made me miss home and just miss my mom, and also just kind of like felt like I was alone, just missed my family. And so I had started this series that I was creating, just kind of an outlet of telling myself, or I don't know what I was doing with that work, but it was more centered around my culture and the Ghanaian culture, and just my mom specifically being the whole inspiration in that project. And I called that piece Yafua Home is Calling. And I called it Yafua Home is Calling because Yafua is my mom's name. And I call it Home is Calling because it's like she is back home in Ghana, and I was missing her a lot, and I was missing the entire family a lot. And there is this specific photo in the series that just kind of like reminded me of the last time I saw my mom when she was seeing me. And from then till when I created the work, it had been like 3 4 years since I've seen her. I created the work, had the show at Sharon Weiss Gallery. It went really well, amazing show. People really appreciated it. I wanted to give people an experience, and that was exactly what anybody that was there at the opening told me how they felt about the whole exhibition. But when that show ended, I still felt like it needed to be shown again. I don't know why, I don't know when. I just knew that, okay, this shouldn't be the end of it. This show needs to be seen again. But around that time in 2021, I was planning on going back home to Ghana. And I knew when I went back, I would create some work. I wasn't putting too much pressure on myself to create a certain particular work, but I knew when I go back, I was going to create some work. So fast forward, I went to Ghana in 2021, I think around the same time, around this time, in 2021, I was in Ghana, and I was there for 3 months. Took a lot of photos of family, friends, places, people. Did a short film with the help of some friends that I had back home. Fast forward, 2023, I had, I have this exhibition that has just ended. I've been trying to show it, and then I have all this work from Ghana that I was sitting on that I didn't know what I was gonna do with it yet. I know I wanted to have an exhibition with it, but I just was just sitting on it. So there is a gallery here in Columbus called Urban Art Space, and it is the gallery for the Ohio State University. And they don't only show work from the students, but also like local artists, and I think even international artists. They just open their doors to for creatives and artists to showcase their work there. So they had a call for artist entry for a show. I submitted, Yafua Home is Calling, and it was accepted. And when I went to tour the place, I mean, I'd been there before, but I went to check it out to see where I'll be showing my work. I realized I had more space to showcase work than I thought I would be showing. In the show, in the exhibition, Yafua Home is Calling, I had about 12 photographs, and I had the entire. So in the gallery, they have the lower gallery and the upper gallery, and then they have the hallway. And I had the entire upper gallery for myself, and just putting 12 photos in the entire space, that was just a waste of space, and also like that wouldn't be the experience I wanted people to have. So I decided I'm going to add the work that I created from Ghana to the old work that I've made. So I then changed the name of the project from Yafua Home is Calling to Yafua Home is Calling Finally Home. And I call it finally Yafua Home is Calling Finally Home because home was calling, and then finally I was home. It's just, the title explains itself. And in this exhibition, I showed, photos from Ghana, mostly my family, the previous work, and then some street photos that I took. But like I said, I also did a short film in Ghana. And even though I was also kind of hesitating how that project was going to be, where I'm going to show it, and all that, I felt like this was the opportunity. And then also my partner really like pushed me. I showed her footages of from the short film, and she really pushed me into just working on the short film and making it ready, because I just like there were some parts that I needed to write and finish it, the editing, how I was going to tell the story and all that. But I finally sat down and put it all together and wrote the narration part of it. I got my friend Esther to narrate it instead of the main character, sending it to Ghana for her to record it. So I got the short film ready, and I premiered it at the exhibition as well. And so just like all of putting all of this together, the first show that was done at Sharon Weiss Gallery, most of the photos were printed by me. The larger photos, I take them to our local camera store, Midwest Photo, and there is a guy there, Andy. He handles all my large prints, and so Andy, we will always talk, and we make sure we use the same paper. And I think I use the Epson large store paper. I really really love that paper, especially when I'm not putting any glass in front of my work, which I don't really like. It just gives you a little bit of sheen, not too glossy, and then when you dry mount it too, it just kind of like take a little bit away of that shine that you get on the photo. The frames were all custom made, and it cost a lot of money, but it was all worth it, because at the end of the day, the work were presented as I wanted it to be, and they look really really great. In the first show, I also had my iPad at the exhibition, where I had a video that I had made. I've put it on here on YouTube, but I will put it in this video too as well for you to see. And it was just basically a video of one of the models that I shot, talking about how strong African women are, and how they are looked down upon. And sometimes, well, growing up, it's just like women are not supposed to be in school, women are not supposed to be leaders, women are not supposed to be this, are not supposed to be that. So I wrote that narration just to kind of let people know, or like I'm not speaking for the women, but I've been home and experienced it and see, what some of our women go through. So I just wanted to share some light on that.
My name is Emefwa. I am from the village of Lebang, from the Southwest region in Cameroon, in West Africa. Born as a woman, society sees me as a servant, a mother, and a wife, not seen worthy of education and to be an educator. But I believe that I am a leader, I am stronger, I am brave, I am worthy of education and to be an educator. I am an African woman. C'est l'histoire de notre mère transmise de génération en génération. Mais je veux te dire que nous pouvons surmonter.
Kind of tallies in with my short film, because the short film is also about street hawking in Ghana, and how girls from the north travel down south just to find some work to do. Sometimes some of them are running away from home. There's a lot of child marriage in the northern part of Ghana and across the entire country. So some of these girls run away from home just to escape that. And then when they come into the south to work, mostly don't know anybody, so they tend going on the street and finding whatever work they can find. But mostly there's a work called kayayo, and that's what they do. And sometimes not all of them are lucky to find good people to work with, and all sort of bad things happen to these girls on the street. So when you are growing up in such an environment, sometimes it kind of becomes normal and you don't really think about it that much. But once you live outside the country and look at it from from afar, from a different perspective, you come to realize, no, that is not right, and people shouldn't be going through that. And it's not just girls, both men and women, but mostly it's the girls that go through the worst on the street. So yeah, the short film is about a 19-year-old girl that ran away from home, escaping child marriage, to the street. And you can watch the entire. I'll show a little bit of it on here, but if you want to see the entire film, you can go on my Instagram, on my website, to check it out. And luckily for me too, I submitted the short film to a film festival in Atlanta, and it was selected. So it's an official selection in a festival, and it was showed there, and it was really great. So
my name is Fatima. I am 19 years old, and I'm from the northern part of Ghana. As a teenager, my dream was to finish high school and continue to the teacher training school to be a teacher. Unfortunately, that dream was shattered, and I had to run away from home.
Yeah, the whole exhibition just kind of ended up turning out to be exactly how I envisioned it to be, from the first exhibition, tying it in with the work that I created from Ghana, and then also the short film as well. Likely the second exhibition, GCAC, which is like a local organization, and organization here that gives grants to artists. They gave me. I've been receiving grants from them for the last 4 or 5 years, and so I use some of those grants to make the prints for my work for the show, and I printed all of the photos myself, and I showed up to like 40 by 50 inches size. And how I did it is just collaging, like making tiles of the images Sometimes it'll be like 6 papers and split and printed, and so they all look like one. I have one here actually from the show. Printed them all myself with the help of some workers at Urban Art Space. We put it all together and hung the show, and it was a really successful show. I did an artist talk that really went well. Anybody that got to see the show, let me know how much they appreciated it, and especially the short film. And it meant a lot for me to see people's reaction to something that I had created and something that I really, really was passionate about. It's been quite a journey. Like I said, I've shown my work in a few places and in the galleries, but this body of work and how it was exhibited, I was very, very satisfied with the whole project. And also I've really grown through it and see the direction that I want to take my work in and what I want to use my work for. At the end of the day, I just concluded in wanting to put this project in a book. So I've been working on it now. I've reached out to a few photography friends that are helping me, with the image selection. And then also I have someone that was going to help me sequence and all that. So once the book is ready, I honestly don't know how many people will be interested in this book. So I would just first make it for myself and then a few friends and just also, I don't know, just depending on how it turned out and, if anybody is going to be interested in it at all. I'll talk about it here on the channel, have it on my website, on my Instagram, and see if people will be interested in it. But I really want to make this for myself because it's my first project that I've done that I'm like very, very proud of, I would say. And so yeah, that is how the whole thing went, and it's been quite a journey, like I said, but it's been very, very fulfilling. And so if you have a project, if you have a body of work, I'll just encourage you, just submit it to galleries. I know it's hard. I've been there. I'm still in there trying to do it too as well. So but yeah, push it out there, put it out there, and don't let the work just sit on your hard drives, or don't let the films and negatives just sit in archives and people not seeing them, because it's awesome if you are able to show your work in that manner. So I've started a new project that I'm working on. I still don't know the title of it yet. I still don't know how this is all going to turn out, but it has something to do with, my upbringing, my childhood, the community that I grew in, and how we look at nudity and sexuality, and just like being in the Western world now and growing as a person, as an artist, seeing things in a different perspective now, and just growing with my craft, and having that freedom of being able to create work that means a lot to me, and also work that I'm using into changing the narrative, my narrative, and how I was brought up. So I don't know how this work is going to turn out. I have a few of them on my website. I won't show the work, but if you go there, you might see it. So that is currently what I'm working on. And I had taken some photos back from 2019 to 2021, which is more about stuff that I was going through back then, some depression that I created. And I didn't even know I was making those images until afterwards, when I looked back to them and realized, man, I was just creating out of all my emotions and how depressed I was back then. So maybe we can make a video and talk about those later, and talk about, what I'm going to do with that as well. I also plan on doing an exhibition from that project, but I don't know yet. So yeah, that's it for the video. I hope this inspired you, encourages you to do something about your work and everything else that you're doing. And thank you for listening and watching. I appreciate you. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like and share the video for me. Follow me on my Instagram, Edmund K. Boateng. Check out my website, kboateng.com. Like I said, my short film is on there. You can get to watch it. It's not too long. It's just like less than 6 minutes long short film. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.